Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. We are continuing the chapter 2, Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. Today we will be continuing with chapter 2, Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. The topics for today: endosperm development, embryo development, and even the structure of typical dicot embryo and monocot embryo. So, first we will start our session with endosperm development. In last session we have discussed about double fertilization, and in that we have seen that the central cell after triple fusion develops a primary endosperm cell. So this primary endosperm cell with repeatedly divides and forms a triploid endosperm tissue, which can be also denoted by 3N. So we can denote it as 3N. So the cells of this tissue are filled with reserve food material, which further helps providing nutrition for embryo development. So embryo is an important part, and for its development the seed should have, within the seed it should have full amount of the reserve food material. Here few examples they are quoted. In the picture, I think you have identified this picture. It is a coconut palm, which can also be known as tender coconut. So, tender coconut shows free nuclear endosperm development from primary endosperm nucleus, which undergoes successive nuclear divisions, and then, after as a result, free nuclei subsequently that is formed. So, cell wall formation also occurs surrounding it, and lastly, the endosperm becomes cellular. So, this structure it shows. स्टूडेंट्स, आपको मालूम ही है कि हम लोग नारियल का पानी बहुत चाव से पीते हैं, एंड नारियल पानी में इन द सेंट्रल मोस्ट पोर्शन आप देखो यहाँ पे कोकोनट मिल्क लिखा हुआ है. इट इज़ अ लिक्विड एंडोस्पर्म एक्चुअली. देन इट इज़ फॉलोड बाय वाइट कलर्ड स्ट्रक्चर जिसको हम मलाई बोलते हैं. So this white colored structure, it is a white fleshy endosperm, solid endosperm, which hardens later on. Then this is a seed coat. It is also known as a shell, surrounded by fibrous coating, and this is the outermost covering. So this is a tender coconut, which shows it is the best example of free nuclear endosperm development. If endosperm is either completely consumed by developing embryo, it can be observed in pea, groundnut, or bean seeds. But if before seed maturation, if the endosperm persists in mature seed also, the best examples they are castor and coconut. Next slide, we will learn about embryo development. For embryo development, earlier we have seen that zygote develops into an embryo. Zygote result due to syngamy, that we have understood earlier. So now how the embryo will develop, we will see. Embryo develops at micropylar end of the embryo sac, where the zygote is situated, because we have seen that the pollen tube it enters through micropylar end, and there only surrounding the synergids the egg cell is situated where the syngamy occurs. So embryo development also take place at micropylar end. The early stages of embryo development, they are very much similar in both monocot and dicot plants. We can't differentiate, but later on it can be differentiated. So zygote, it will give rise to a mature embryo, but for that there are 4 steps which has to be followed. So first step, this is the zygote. So this is a zygote having single nucleus, then it will further divide. this structure, and after that, so up to this structure, it will be known as proembryo. Then it will give rise to the globular embryo. Then after, it is known as heart-shaped embryo. You can see the lower part, it is very much similar to structure of heart. That's why it is known as heart-shaped embryo. And lastly, after all the developments they are completed, it is known as mature embryo. Now embryos, they are of different type. So first we will discuss about a typical dicotyledonous embryo structure. It consists of an embryonal axis and two cotyledons. Dicot, the meaning indicates presence of two cotyledons. So here in this diagram it is shown the cotyledons, they are present. The best example is the pulses, the bean seed. It is the best example in which the seed is divided into two parts. So these two parts, they are known as cotyledons. So these two cotyledons, they are shown. The portion of embryonal axis above the level of cotyledon is known as actually epicotyle, which terminates with the plumule or stem tip. So this plumule, plumule part, it will give rise to stem when the seed will germinate. Similarly, in lower part, the cylindrical portion below the level of cotyledons, it is known as hypocotyle. So this portion, hypocotyle, it terminates at its lower end in the radicle. And this radicle, that is surrounded by a covering known as root cap. So these all structures, they are present at the embryonal axis. So root cap has its own importance. So the root tip, that is covered by root cap, and it help to protect the area. Next we will discuss about monocotyledonous embryo. So this embryo of monocotyledon, it possesses only a single cotyledon. Mono means single. One of the example given here, it is included from grass family. The cotyledon is also known as scutellum, and it is situated towards one of the side, which is known as lateral side of embryonal axis. So this portion is known as scutellum. Earlier you have learned about monocot seed, and the example is maize seed. So you must be remembering this structure. At the lower end of embryonal axis, it has a radicle and root cap here also. You can see here, this is the lower part. So this lower end embryonal axis has the radicle and root cap, which are enclosed in an undifferentiated sheath. So this undifferentiated sheath is known as coleorhiza. This portion is coleorhiza. The portion of embryonal axis above the level of attachment of scutellum, it is also known as epicotyle. And this epicotyle has a shoot apex and even a leaf primordia like structure, which are enclosed in a hollow structure, and this covering of leaf primordia, that is known as coleoptile. So in general we can learn like this: shoot part, that is covered by coleoptile, and root part, that is radicle, is covered by coleorhiza. The two terms are very similar, so you have to learn it very precisely. So students, today we are ending this session here. We have learned some few topics regarding the development of embryo, the different type of embryo. I hope you loved this topic. Some of the diagrams are new, but I thought it would be better for understanding. They are not important for our board preparations. So those diagrams which are given in book, they are only important to learn. So today we are ending our session here only. Soon we will meet with the next topic. Goodbye.